And who stood out to you of all the guys competing for that left guard spot?
I thought Leverett did a good job going in. I looked at the offensive line. Hainsey did some good things. I thought Woods at right tackle made some strides. He's a big man. He did some good things pushing the pile. And when Gedeke got in there, he did a decent job. He can play a little lower, but he did a decent job.
Should we read much into who was the left guard, who was the right guard last night, going with Leverett there at left and Stinney at right?
No, we're looking at them both. We're looking at them both. Both of them did a half decent job. Both of them got things to work on. So for the first game out, for those guys starting playing together, I thought they did a good job.
Thanks, Todd.
We'll go to Evan Winter for media with questions. Please raise your hand.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to know, was there anything in particular? Obviously, Kyle Trask had a pretty solid half, but took a pretty big jump in that second half. Is there anything in particular you've noticed that contributed to that?
Well, he was calm and he was in control of the offense, and that was great to see. He got put in a lot of situations that we practice that are hard to do in the game in your first time playing that amount of time, and I thought he handled it well. So his composure and his poise and not panicking in 2 minutes, especially when he got to 3rd and 22 and we had 1st and 20 backed up. He kind of led the team down. He took the throws he needed to take, and he made some good throws. But his calmness and his poise and understanding the situation was very good.
Thank you.
Jenny.
Hey, Coach. You had some injuries last night. I know you were kind of waiting to see on some of them. I didn't know if you had any further update.
Not at this time. Not at this time.
Thanks.
John Romano.
A coach feels between wanting a place kicker who can hit from 55 yards out versus needing someone you can depend on every single time?
Well, you can depend on, if you're dependable, then you're a good kicker. Their job is to make them consistently. And you got to make them consistently. You're going to miss one every now and then, but you got to be consistent overall.
Rick Stroud.
And I know that Trask played about 80%. Is that sort of what you want to do going forward in this preseason? And realistically, is this as much about next year for Trask as it is this year?
It's a lot about the development, what he's learned, and seeing what we have. We hadn't seen him under pressure. We hadn't seen him get knocked down and throw an incomplete pass and get up. We hadn't seen how he comes back from an interception. We hadn't seen him throw a touchdown in a preseason game to date other than practice. So it was more about what kind of moxie he had on the field, what kind of control he had on the field, whether he would panic in situations, whether he would do the right thing. And he passed a lot of those tests. So he'll get more of it next week. I can't say it'll be 80, 75 or whatever the case may be, but he'll play a lot, and the development's important for him. He didn't get as many snaps last year. So we really want to see what we have. I kind of know what Blaine can do. I know what Griff can do. I want to see what Kyle can do. So, he's going to get some time. And he's made some mistakes in the game, obviously, first time out, but I thought he handled a lot of situations well. So we'll try to get some more of that next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Steve Isbitz.
Coach, even for a preseason game, did you feel any kind of leadership void without Tom Brady there? And if so, who might have stepped up to fill that?
No, I thought the guys did a great job. With the vets not playing on the sideline, there was a lot of coaching going on. Blaine's a leader. Blaine led the offense very well. Gio's the leader. He did a good job. And Hainsey is stepping up, being a leader, being on the offensive side of the ball. I thought Nelson and KJ did a very good job defensively, but there was a lot of coaching on the sidelines from the guys that didn't play, so I didn't feel that void.
JC Allen.
Hey, Coach, just want to ask you what you saw out of your backup reserve outside linebackers, guys like Elijah Ponder, and how comfortable you feel going with those guys going forward.
All of them are playing hard. All of them had some plus plays. They had some minus plays as well. It's a tough position, after the first 4. They got to be consistent on teams. Obviously, some of them made plays, but we're looking at him. Ponder's a good pass rusher. It's about the scheme, though, and we got to. That'll be the next 2 games as well.
Joey Knight.
Just curious what your plan is for the guys, all the veterans who didn't play last night for game 2. Will some of them play some more this upcoming week at Tennessee, or you plan to keep them all out?
No, some of them will play some more this week. Practice, we'll see how practice goes, but all of them won't be out. Some of them will be playing.
Okay.
Greg Allman.
Todd, because you have the joint practices, I'm sure this coming week will be a lot like this past week. Do you know in terms of usage how you intend to play your starters in Indy, or how you'll do that a week from now, 2 weeks from now?
Not at this time. It all depends on how much we get done this week and how much we come through it healthy this week and then playing next week. But they'll play. They'll definitely play.
Thank you.
We'll go to Evan Winter. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Obviously, this is a big year for Anthony Nelson, and he got off to a great start last night. Just how important is he to this year, and what are your ultimate expectations for him now that he's that 3rd guy in the rotation?
Nelson's a good player. I mean, he stepped up last year. He had a bunch of sacks. He's the only player that I've seen come out of college and watching his tape in college and pro that's never fell for a bootleg. And that says a lot about a guy. He has great vision, great intelligence. He doesn't look muscular and everything, but he's very strong. He knows how to play. He's very savvy, and he's a big part of what we're doing. So we don't have a problem when Shaq or Joe goes out, because Nelson and Cam can come in and play just as well. So I thought last year was important for him to get a lot of reps. He's a quiet guy, but he understands football, and we depend on him.
And how convenient is that to have a guy up and coming like he is, and that's going to be a heavy part of the rotation, knowing that when Shaq and Joe do come off the field, that, you're still in good hands?
It's great because he's very intelligent. Like I said, he doesn't mess up often. He doesn't mess up often at all. He knows what to do. He knows how to execute it. And for the most part, he gets it done every time.
We have time for 2 more. We'll go to Steve Isbitz, and then last question will come from Rick Stroud.
Coach, what were some of the pros and cons of the running backs that you saw last night after watching the film?
I thought they hit the holes well for the most part. They ran where the open areas were. We can do better, a little better in pass protection and route running that we need to work on, timing from a timing standpoint. But hitting the hole well, running the ball is something I thought they did very well.
And did you have fun back out there as head coach? It's been a while.
I actually did. A little hotter than normal. Felt like the sun was out, but it was great. I thought the operations ran good. We had a lot of talking on the sideline. Everybody was on the same page.
Last question from Rick Stroud.
Coach, am I unmuted here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. We see Ryan Jensen walking around. It's very encouraging, talking to his teammates. And I know that procedurally you guys won't do anything with him until after the final cut. But is there a strategic reason or some reason why we haven't gotten just some remedial update onto what his condition is, or the injury for that matter?
No, because the swelling hasn't gone down and they're not exactly sure on the timing. He may or may not come back, if at all. And they said within the next week, we should know something by this week. And so because we don't have an answer, I haven't given a comment. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. They just told me to wait till the swelling goes down because it can go 1 or 2 ways. And then we were just waiting for it.
Got you. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we have time for. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.